Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So I'm asking the question in this video, is my favorite homegirl Denko Wrekka possibly on the hot seat? And actually, you know what? Let me check that. My favorite homegirl in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely El Shaddai Winda. The correct answer is always Winda. So Denko Wrekka is my second favorite homegirl. But yeah, I'm asking the question in this video, what are the odds that, you know, Denko Wrekka might actually get limited at the end of this format? Because it's kind of been one of those buzz topics that people have been speculating, you know, about for maybe the last 2 weeks or so, maybe even further back. Basically, we all know ever since Denko dolls were, you know, pretty much a thing, like Jeff Jones was the first player to really put them on the national stage. You know, since then, Denko has been a card that has been, I mean, it's been incredibly impactful. You know, it helps OTKs for Shaddals. It's really been the card that is kind of like re-innovated the entire deck of Shaddals, and the card is almost tripled in price. I mean, when Denko was first released, it was only like $13. So it is a powerful card. There's really no disputing that. But it's not a card that is the be-all, end-all. I mean, yeah, there'll be times where you summon her and then you just go wreck face on your opponent and you OTK them, and that's nice. The problem is there are some very huge drawbacks to Denko Wrekka, and I think that players are starting to exploit that. And this is why I don't believe that this card has any business in speculation or even talks of cards that should be semi or limited at the end of this format. The first is the most glaringly obvious, the fact that she only has 1700 attack, and if you summon her, you can't set any back row, meaning it is fucking almost impossible to protect Denko Wrekka against pretty much any deck, because all your opponent needs to do is attack over her ass, and then basically all their traps become live again, which means that the turn that you summon Denko Wrekka, you need to basically put in some fucking work. You need to put your opponent in a position to where you've basically done so much damage and, you know, amounted so much advantage that Denko dying is now irrelevant, or the obvious, just kill them that turn and completely forget about advantage because you just won the game. And, you know, Honest is pretty much like the only way to combat getting just ran over by, you know, any decks like 1700 Monster. The second is the fact that people are starting to adjust the way they play against decks that either main or side deck Denko Wrekka. And, you know, we might start seeing the Klops do this too, because in the OCG, the Klops were side decking it. I would probably assume for Burning Abyss, or excuse me, not Burning Abyss, but for Cleese, because, you know, they had Skill Drain and Vanities and a whole bunch of other lame ass cards and, you know, traps that could be problematic to Klops, you know, Floodgate cards. But now that they have to deal with Burning Abyss in the TCG, a deck that they've never really competed against, and you have to add in all those Karma Cuts and Phoenix on Wind Blasts and Fire Lakes and stuff, you might start seeing Denko played in another deck. You know, you'll definitely see it cited, but you'll probably see them bring it in for this matchup. Anyways, back to the original point. The Achilles heel of Denko Wrekka is starting to be exploited, and that's the fact that she does absolutely nothing to Floodgate cards, and you're starting to see players adjust. I mean, I see it all the time when I'm playing dolls. You know, during my draw phase or during my standby phase, people will flip over Shadow Mirror, or they'll flip over Soul Drain, or they'll flip over, you know, non-fusion area, or, you know, just another really good Floodgate card that just cripples my deck. And I'm just like, well, shit, now I've got this Denko Wrekka, and in all honesty, it'd be better if I had a fucking Breaker the Magical Warrior at this point, because at least I'd be able to kill that Vanities, or I'd be able to kill, you know what I mean, that Soul Drain or that non-fusion area, and actually continue with my plays. You know, the Floodgate cards are starting to be prematurely activated, because the thing is, they're outside of Vanities, there really isn't any drawback. You know, when the player has their Floodgate card, and you could add something like Mistake or Vanities against like Necklace, because those will pretty much shut those decks down. you know, the player who has the Denko, they're in a position to where if they don't have the MST, the Denko is essentially dead. You know, unless you think that you can change your win condition in the 1700 beatdown, Denko becomes completely a dead card. I mean, yeah, you can lock out a couple of the back rows your opponent doesn't have, but that floodgate essentially stops you from playing, and players are prematurely flipping them over so that they don't get locked down. And I think that if you start seeing the cloth players start side decking the card, you're going to see them kind of dealing with the same problems. You're going to see Clee players just flip over skill drain and flip over, you know, Vanity's emptiness during the draw phase, and they're basically going to say, you know, I'm forcing you to use that MST right here and now, otherwise I'm going to be in a really good position, and your Denko will essentially be sitting in your hand dead, and it'd be better served as just spell or trap removal. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching as always. Subscribing makes life happy.